Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today, as it's going to be none other than Zozo, a Protoss pusher bot, taking on the MicroMachine. Now, from the start of this match, we can say Zozo may be in a little bit of trouble, as MicroMachine is clocking in with an 87% win rate, which is very impressive. It seems in a lot of the matches I cast for MicroMachine, it either has a dominating win rate or not the best win rate, pretty much the inverse. And so we'll see, maybe MicroMachine can make a miracle, well, or Zozo can make a miracle happen here today. As, yeah, it's going to be a good old TVP, but more importantly, a bot versus bot match. And so, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to go ahead and click that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below saying more bots if you want to see more of these bot matches. And then subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel, as I put out daily bot videos on the channel. And yeah, let's see, as we have got Zozo going for multiple gateways as the opening, as MicroMachine is going for a fast planetary fortress as described, which I think against Zozo is a very wise decision, as it is, of course, a bit of a sneaky bot. And let's see, we have got MicroMachine chasing around this scouting probe, and then, yeah, just playing a little bit of ring around the rosy as that gateway and cybercore gets up for Zozo, giving it 2 gates. And we'll just see whether there's going to be a nexus behind this. All in all, a nice opening, I think, from MicroMachine, as long as it can get that planetary fortress up. It's not an easy thing to program your bot to deal with a planetary, so this will actually be a good test for Zozo. And who knows, maybe that's why MicroMachine picks this build, because Zozo does get rather aggressive. And yeah, the Protoss bot going for a robo, chrono boosting out the first stalker, getting up a battery on top of the ramp, so playing it safe, but also planning on going for this big aggression in the long run. MicroMachine lands that command center, throws up a gas immediately. Meanwhile, a factory is building and an eBay is done. So that base is going to be able to turn into a planetary pretty much immediately, which is going to be very helpful for MicroMachine defending against potential shenanigans. And then the Scouting Reaper is being sent out onto the map by the Terran. Let's see, as that Reaper is scouting on out. Planetary Fortress is building, so this massive anchor for MicroMachine's defense is going to be going on up. And it's very cool to show that out of all the builds that MicroMachine has as an option, it has a wide range, because it goes for proxies, it goes for apparently worker rushes is one of them, early expands, and fast planetaries being other options. So it goes to show a lot of build diversity, and it definitely chooses the build based on the win rate, as we can see from the statistics there. And then let's see, Zozo has an Immortal on the way to back up all these stalkers that it's produced, and Immortals are definitely planetary fortress killers, so there is potential for Zozo to make something happen. I think siege tank positioning is really going to matter in this match, as MicroMachine is setting up that tank already. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I know there's a bit of a delay on the videos that I do upload, and so as a result, basically, there is a bit of a delay on the feedback that I take. And so now I'm just seeing the comments that you guys prefer a bit of higher color intensity in the matches, so I'm taking note of that as far as the casts, so I adjusted that setting a little bit more. We've got a Scouting Marine for MicroMachine going to be found and killed as Zozo moves on out, going for this big old one base push. No natural nexus started for the Protoss. It is just going for blood. Now, Zozo is a bot that's getting updates. And so while MicroMachine is has the historical win rate, there's potential that the Zozo's received an update that's going to make it potentially just crush this. So in go the Stalkers with the Immortal in the back. The tank is getting off some very nice shots, and oh man, it does look like quite a nice engagement by the Terran with that tank getting some big shots off, and Zozo is just going to elect to go on home after getting really bruised on up. Only losing one Stalker, though, which is quite nice. And then, of course, MicroMachine is planning on getting aggressive. That's one of its strengths. Although, I'm not sure that it's going to find success with a push right now, but some potential harassment could be huge. And we do have a Banshee moving out for the blue Terran as Zozo is getting ready to go on in once again. Stalkers moving on out. That tank on the high ground is so big. We'll see if Zozo is going to target that down. Tanks are high priority targets. It does eat a few shots, but the Protoss is not really targeting that down, and it is losing quite a few Stalkers. Meanwhile, there is a Viking in the skies trying to hunt this down. The Banshee actually changes its path, which is a problem that MicroMachine sometimes has, in that it would get big harassment damage done, but then the Banshee doesn't quite make that happen. Stalkers are turning around wanting to potentially kill this Banshee, but that's not going to happen as the Observer is just building now. So all in all, everything is going incredibly well for the Terran bot to start this match off. The two tanks have moved forward off that nice safe ramp position though, so that could cause problems for MicroMachine. As I say that though, the Banshee is just doing so much work, up to 6 kills picking off these Stalkers. The Observer is now out though, so Zozo can potentially kill this, potentially take a nice fight out on the map, as 3 tanks are moving out without any support. The Banshee is still getting more kills, which, oh no, is so disastrous. And the Prism is failing hard with how it shuttles the full HP Immortal, not the low HP one in that circumstance. And let's see, MicroMachine moving on in, moving on out. The tanks change their mind as Zozo is now pushing back on out, still staying on one base hard, which is interesting because Zozo is a bot that sometimes does take expansions, but for some reason against MicroMachine today it is deciding not to. Maybe it's a win rate thing, as this Protoss bot is being pushed away. And let's see, tanks, Marines, and Marauders are moving on out as MicroMachine says relaunch offensive. Supplies are neck and neck as Zozo puts everything it has into production right now. There is now a natural nexus going on up for the Protoss, so there is potential for this game to go longer. We are having MicroMachine lose one of its siege tanks, and I think if Zozo's going to win this game, it's going to be out on the map as the Protoss bot pushes out. MicroMachine has the 2 tanks, but they're not presently sieged up. There they go, sieging on up as Zozo is going to be pushing on in. The Immortal steps forward, trying to pick off the tanks. Banshees in the skies are raining fire, and Zozo does get pushed away. MicroMachine still in a very commanding position, up to 70 SCVs, a massive lead for the Terran bot. Zozo just getting up its natural base. It is at least firing out some more probes, which is good to see. Not long distance mining though. As those mineral patches finish up, it's going to get to mining as soon as that nexus is done. That's the approach the bot author has taken. No long distance mining on the menu. A little bit safer than instead of being greedy. In goes Zozo once again. The Protoss bot still has got a decent army supply compared to what MicroMachine has, but man oh man, this tank is sieged up on the high ground, 3 tanks deep, and there is SCVs being chased down by these Immortals and Stalkers. Where's the Prism? Looks like the Prism must have been killed by a Viking, so Zozo's units are out without any support right now. The Protoss is pushing on in, going to potentially kill off one of these tanks, although SCVs are doing a good job buffering. The Immortals are moving forward, killing off maybe a second tank. However, Banshees in the skies are completely unopposed, and Zozo's army is going to get crushed. It really gave it its all with attempting that push, but it was unsuccessful. The Protoss bot is on 2 bases now, a battery at the natural. However, the unit count is simply not there. MicroMachine's production is huge. And let's see, Stargate is going on up for Zozo as it goes for a bit of a transition. I'm not sure it's going to live long enough to see that happen, as there's a Raven, which is going to mean the Observer can potentially be picked off by MicroMachine. MicroMachine is going for the throat. 3 Stalkers going to have to try and make a miracle defense happen now. Battery overcharge can be that miracle, but the Marauders are getting big shots off, and it's only a matter of time until that battery overcharge runs out. There's 5 tanks sieged outside the door, and things are looking mighty perilous for Zozo. Probes are being pulled off the line, which is not good, and yeah, Stalker walking into the tank fire. It seems that MicroMachine is going to take this one. All in all, just solid defense by MicroMachine. Zozo having a bit of a hard time with the tanks. I imagine the games that Zozo does win are ones which it does manage to pick off the siege tanks, so maybe map dependent. And then MicroMachine just going to clean this on up very effectively. So ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy this kind of match, go ahead, click that like button, leave a comment down below saying more bots if you want to see more of these bot matches. And then, yeah, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, as I put out daily bot videos on this channel. The only channel on YouTube, I think, that does that. And of course, check out my second channel where I'm also posting daily StarCraft 2 content. Let's see, Cyclones, battle cruisers moving on in, probes being pulled off the line, trying to make the defense happen. They don't know it's over though, but it is over. Well done by MicroMachine, showing us how much of a beast it still is, able to take down some of the top bots, despite not receiving updates for a long time. I might have to see MicroMachine against the other pushing Protoss bot against Sharpened Edge. I think that would be a fun one to watch. And if you guys have any idea of bot matches that you want to see, let me know down below, and I'll try and make that happen. Thanks so much for tuning on in. I'll see you guys next time.